Hi there, my name is Scott McDonald, and today I'm going to teach you how to do a front drop on trampoline. Now, a lot of people avoid learning this trick out of a fear that they're either going to injure their back or other body parts. And if you've had spine injuries before, you should absolutely consult a doctor before you learn these, but have no fear, because today I'm going to teach you a way that won't endanger your spine or your chances of having kids. The only thing you need to worry about is burning the skin on the inside of your elbows and knees, but that can be easily avoided by either wearing long pants and sleeves or fabric knee and elbow pads. Now, to do a front drop, you're going to start by bouncing pretty low in the center of the trampoline. When you're ready to go, you're going to bring your head and shoulders slightly forward while lifting your hips behind you, then hit either a tuck or pike shape, with your hips being the highest point of your body in midair. As you descend, you'll open out into the front drop position right before hitting the trampoline, and if you did everything correctly, you'll land with your whole body simultaneously, with the area around your hips or belly button exactly where your feet had been upon takeoff. Please note that the arms do not catch like a push-up or break the fall, they're simply touching the bed at the same time as the rest of your body. Your body should form a straight line from your chest to your knees, which are bent with your feet held up. Meanwhile, your elbows should also be bent to create a triangle with your hands underneath your chin, which is floating just above the trampoline. As the bed continues to warp around you and sink downward, your body will go from straight to a slight arch, and at the same time, your legs should reach a 90-degree bend with your lower legs pointing straight upward. As the bed comes back up, you're going to stay tight by flexing your core muscles and snap your feet down beneath yourself while pushing through your arms and lifting your head and shoulders up and back to return to feet. As you do this, make sure your entire body moves as one straight line, as if your upper and lower body are on opposite ends of a lever that can't bend. Now, in terms of visual reference points, I like to look at the bed as I drop towards my stomach, but as I make contact, I'm honestly focused more on the feeling than what I'm seeing. I keep my eyes at about a 45-degree angle and peripherally see the bed between myself and the springs, so I'm not looking straight ahead or straight downward, and then as I return to my feet, I look forward and resume bouncing to complete the trick. Now that you understand how front drops work, let's break them down into a few simple drills. We'll start by getting used to the front drop position. For this and all the progressions to follow, feel free to use a mat until you get comfortable. Focus on bracing your core muscles and keeping everything from your chest to your knees in a straight line, bending your knees to 90 degrees, holding your arms in a triangle with your hands beneath your chin, and keeping your head held up off the bed without lifting to the point of arching. Either way, once this position feels natural, go to your hands and knees, then drop to your stomach. Next, stand on your feet, bend at the waist so your torso gets horizontal, then drop straight down to your stomach. Once that feels comfortable, do it from upright, remove the mat if you've been using one and repeat the steps, and enjoy your shiny new front drop. Now, if you have access to an experienced coach, there's another way of learning this, which is to lay down on the bed in a front drop position and have them double bounce you. This will teach you what it feels like to land in this position, but it can be a little trickier than the previous method since you're not actively controlling the bounce to the same extent, so I recommend you try it on your own as soon as this begins to feel approachable. Let's take a look at a few common front drop mistakes and how to either fix them or just avoid them outright. First and foremost, if you don't jump into it correctly, everything that follows is going to be extra sketchy, so make sure you're jumping straight up and down in a tuck or pike rather than jumping forwards in an open parachute position like this. Any kind of arch or tilt in your jump generally will not go well. If you are afraid of the trampoline and try and hold your upper body up and away from it, you're going to land hips first in an arch, then whip your torso downward. And if you're a little over-enthusiastic and dive face first at it, you're going to land in a scorpion. Even if you manage to land in an arched but evenly distributed way, like a seal doing a banana pose on the trampoline, the bed is still going to keep moving, and you're going to have to brace your abs really hard to avoid becoming a contortionist. So to avoid all of this, just land in a straight line and keep everything nice and hollow. Next, let's take a look at the knees. If your knees are at an obtuse angle, your feet are going to kick the trampoline, and while that might not sound like a big deal, it's going to be extremely important for safety and technique when you begin to learn tricks off your stomach such as Cody's and cruises. On the other end of the spectrum, if you bend your knees too much, you're going to wind up in an acute angle like this, and that can throw off your bounce timing and strain your quads, back, or hip flexors. Next, let's look at the catch. Your arms shouldn't be absorbing your impact or slowing your descent, they should just be folded into a triangle beneath your chin. If you don't use your arms at all and just leave them down by your sides, you're going to wind up with your face against the trampoline, and if you use them too much and push your chest away from the bed like you're some kind of trampoline sphinx, you're going to land crotch first, and that is not a good time. You might sometimes see gymnasts land with their arms overhead to mimic the feeling of catching bar releases, and that's perfectly fine if you're a gymnast with strong flexible shoulders, but I would still recommend you learn your front drops normally before trying them this way. Now, if you're having trouble returning to your feet, you might be kicking the trampoline like I mentioned earlier, but you're probably also keeping your chest horizontal and staring at the bed as you try to stand up. It's okay to look down, but make sure you're looking with your eyes, not your entire torso. On that note, I'm going to wrap things up, but I hope this video gave you everything you need to learn front drops. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. If you're interested in coaching or workshops, you can always message me on Instagram at Scott A. McDonald. Until next time, good luck and happy training.